Hey coaches and consultants, Calvin here from Wild Success. In this video, I want to take you through how to be able to identify your niche. We hear this all the time in coaching. Who do I work with? Who's my target market? Who's my niche? I think the first thing I want you to understand is that I think that the concept of finding your niche is outdated, and to be fair, it's really not relevant for coaching. I'm going to tell you why. So if you look at the literature of where this concept of niching came into play, it was developed by Harvard researchers, a guy called Clayton Christensen. And he talked about this idea of crossing the chasm, right? Of taking a new idea and taking it to market and identifying where was a gap in the market or effectively a niche in the market that you could exploit, right? The idea was to try and derive economic value from underserviced or underrepresented areas in the community. Now, that makes sense if you're a big corporation. If you're entering a new market, expanding to a new territory, that'll make sense. But for most people that didn't study at Harvard, for most people that are wanting to become coaches and consultants, you didn't do that work. You didn't become a coach or a consultant because you woke up this morning and said, you know what the world needs? The world needs another life coach, and I'm going to find a gap in the market. I'm going to find a way to exploit the economic advantages there. That's not what inspired you to be a coach in the first place. You said, I don't give a shit if there's other coaches in the market or not. I'm passionate about doing this. I want to turn my pain into my purpose, or effectively find a way to use the challenges of my life to motivate and inspire and uplift other people. That's what got you going. And so for that purpose, it doesn't make sense for you to apply that traditional thinking because you're not building a traditional business. So I want to allow you to try this on for size instead. This is what we advise all of our clients to think about, because I think this actually comes to the heart of why you're doing what it is that you're doing. I believe that if you're watching this video, you're someone that is impact driven, that wants to make money, rather than someone that's money driven that also just happens to make an impact. So 2 ways to consider it. Don't think about who's my niche or who's my target market. I want you to consider, number one, that you work to solve personal problems or achieve personal outcomes. So you might be a problems or an outcomes coach, or alternatively, you are a person coach in the sense that you are a transition coach. Let me explain what I mean by that. So think either problem or person, in short. We'll start with the person. You might go, look, I'm really passionate about helping mums. Because I've been a mum, I am a mum, and I'm going to help mums that are going through the challenges that I went through when they became new mums, are going to transition through that part of their lives. Or I'm a business owner and I want to help other business owners improve their lives. That's person. Or I'm really passionate about architecture and I want to help architects grow their businesses. Or I'm really passionate about helping young people that are struggling with clarity and direction in their lives. I want to help them get clarity and direction, and I want to help young people particularly as they make that step from high school into university or university into corporate life. Effectively, you work with a person at a very specific point in their life and you are transitioning them. You are helping them transition. Or maybe I want to really help couples that have going through difficult times, that are on the verge of a breakdown. I want to help them create a breakthrough in their lives so they stay together and married rather than getting divorced, right? So you specialize in a certain person. And by doing that, what you do is you go effectively deep on one person but wide on all their problems. So if you work with that couple we were just mentioning, any problems that come up for them, you have to be their go-to person, right? Because you are the expert for that person at that point in time in their life. Anything that they're dealing with, you need to be across, right? So that's one option. The other option is not the same at all. The other option is I'm really passionate about anxiety, or I'm really passionate about helping people with PTSD, or I really want to help people with wealth creation, or I really want to help people lose weight, right? Or we've got a client, Mac Rundle, I really want to help people with PCOS. It's a hormone difficulty that a lot of women can face that holds them back from losing weight, and of course as well prevents them from having children. So I'm going to be a PCOS specialist. But any woman that deals with PCOS, I don't think guys can deal with PCOS. So any woman that deals with PCOS, I'm going to be your guy to go to, but I'm going to only focus on PCOS. So you are specialized in a specific problem, or effectively, therefore, the creation of a specific outcome, but I'm going to go wide on the different people that I might work with. So you might work with a doctor, a lawyer, an accountant, a stay-at-home mom, and a young woman that's just left university. So you've got a variety of different types of clients, but they all have one thing in common, which is that certain problem or challenge. So think about it as like a decision tree. Are you more motivated to solve certain problems, or are you more motivated to help people go through certain phases of their life? Now, naturally, there is a hybrid model that sits in between, and that's not always needed, but it can be very valuable, particularly if the problems you're solving are so broad. So for example, weight loss. Weight loss is not a niche in and of itself, effectively. It's not a target market because half the world needs to lose weight, right? So you might then go, great, well, how can I identify that the problem I want to help people solve is weight loss, but I'm going to then identify a person as well, and I'm going to marry those two concepts. And so maybe I'm going to do weight loss for new mums. maybe I'm going to do weight loss for corporate executives, right? So now I'm adapting the problem with a specific target market. But for most people, you can get away with just targeting a specific person at a stage of their life, or just targeting a specific problem that you want to work through or you've had experience with. And I think this is most important. If you are going to coach somebody, if you're going to be out there as a mentor, as a leader in the space, you should have had experience and exposure to whatever it is you're talking about. I don't coach mums on how to be mums, right? Because I'm not a mum. So it's about understanding how to be able to identify what your journey has been and then package that up to something that's going to be valuable for somebody else. And your life experience is inherently valuable. So here's what I want you to do. You got any value from this video? I want you to comment below and let us know. Are you going to be focusing in your business on a person? And if so, who? Or a problem, and if so, what? And then let's bring that together. And I'd love for you to be able to get some questions if you have any. So just chuck an idea down below and we'll give you a response back as well. Anything that we can do to help, we're in your corner. Good luck and God bless.